The world will test you. It will break you down, piece by piece. It will challenge your patience, your courage, and your spirit. There will be moments when you will feel small, weak, invisible. But remember this, strength is not something you find. Strength is something you build, one disciplined breath at a time. You were not born to live soft and afraid. You were born to rise, to sharpen your mind, to master your body, and to command your emotions. Inner strength is not forged in comfort. It grows in the fire of difficulty. When life becomes hard, when your mind screams, I can't, that is the exact moment you must. The weak seek escape, the strong seek endurance. When you feel pain, don't run from it, understand it. Pain is a teacher. Every struggle, every failure, every loss is a lesson carved into your soul. You must learn to face silence, to sit with discomfort, to breathe through the storm, because when you can stand still in the chaos, when you can smile in the struggle, you become unshakable. Discipline is your weapon. Focus is your armor. Consistency is your path. Train your body not for appearance, but for control. Train your mind not for comfort, but for clarity. The strongest people are not those who shout the loudest. They are those who remain calm when the world collapses around them. Ask yourself, what do you want to become? A leaf blown by the wind of circumstance, or the mountain that stands unmoved by any storm? Every day, you are given two choices: to surrender to weakness or to rise into strength, to complain or to conquer, to wait or to work. The path of strength is lonely. It is not for everyone. But if you walk it step by step, breath by breath, one day you will look back and realize you have become the strength you once sought. So rise, train your body, discipline your mind, guard your thoughts. Do not let the world shape you, shape yourself. Every challenge you face is a chance to build your foundation. Every day is an opportunity to sharpen your spirit. Do not ask for an easier life. Ask to become stronger. Because true power is not found outside of you, it is within you. Waiting, burning, ready to be unleashed. Stand up, breathe deeply, begin now. Your time for strength is today. Inner strength is not something you stumble upon by chance. It is not a gift handed to the lucky or the favored. It is forged slowly and deliberately in the crucible of challenge and struggle. Every obstacle, every hardship, every moment when the world seems to push you to your limits is a chance to build something greater inside yourself. Life will not gently guide you toward resilience. It will throw storms in your path, and your response to those storms determines the depth of your strength. When you face difficulty, it is tempting to look for escape, to take the easy path, to shrink away and protect yourself from discomfort. But true inner strength comes not from avoiding hardship, but from embracing it, from standing in the fire and allowing it to temper you like steel. When pain comes, whether physical, emotional, or mental, it is an invitation, a summons to rise above the ordinary, to reach deeper than you ever thought possible. Every failure, every rejection, every loss. When you face difficulty, it is tempting to look for escape, to take the easy path, to shrink away and protect yourself from discomfort. But true inner strength comes not from avoiding hardship, but from embracing it, from standing in the fire and allowing it to temper you like steel. When pain comes, whether physical, emotional, or mental, it is an invitation, a summons to rise above the ordinary, to reach deeper than you ever thought possible. Every failure, every rejection, every loss carries within it a seed of strength, but only if you choose to recognize it, to dig for it, and to let it grow. Endurance is born in moments when the mind says no and the body screams to quit, yet you take another step, make another choice, and refuse to surrender. The weak seek comfort and immediate relief. They shy away from struggle, avoiding the very experiences that could transform them. The strong, however, understand that every challenge faced, every fear confronted, is a brick in the foundation of unshakable resilience. They know that discomfort is temporary, but the strength it produces is permanent. Each time you face difficulty and persist, your capacity to endure increases. Each time you resist the urge to give in to despair, your courage expands. Inner strength is not an abstract concept. It is measurable, it is tangible, and it grows incrementally with every test you overcome. Consider the moments when life seems unfair, when circumstances push you beyond what you believed you could bear. These moments are not punishments, they are lessons in disguise. The fire does not consume the person who learns to face it. It molds them, shapes them, and hardens their resolve. To build inner strength, you must learn to seek the lesson in every struggle, to train your mind to remain focused and calm when chaos surrounds you. This requires patience, awareness, and a willingness to embrace the discomfort of growth. It requires rejecting the illusion that life should be easy and accepting that true power comes from persistence, not preference. Each challenge met with courage strengthens your spirit, teaches you to trust your own judgment, and builds confidence in your ability to navigate anything life places before you. Inner strength grows quietly, often unnoticed. It grows when you choose to keep going while others quit, when you practice discipline even when motivation fades, and when you continue to act with purpose even when the outcome is uncertain. It grows when you face the darkest moments and refuse to surrender to fear. Over time, these small, repeated acts of endurance accumulate, creating a foundation of resilience so solid that no external circumstance can shake it. Strength is not instantaneous. It is the product of repeated trials, consistent effort, and the willingness to confront discomfort head-on. Those who understand this principle learn to view challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. It is in the small, often unseen decisions that true strength is built. Waking up before the world is ready. Doing the work no one else wants to do, pushing past fatigue when the body pleads for rest, speaking the truth when deception would be easier, holding your emotions in check when anger or fear threatens to overwhelm you. Discipline is the silent muscle that strengthens each time it is exercised, each time you resist the urge to quit or compromise, and each time you commit to what is difficult but necessary. Focus is the lens through which discipline becomes powerful. Without focus, discipline is scattered, energy dissipated across distractions, goals left unfinished, potential unrealized. Focus is the ability to narrow your attention, to direct your entire being toward the task at hand, to resist the pull of every trivial distraction. It is not enough to simply work hard. You must work with precision, with clarity, with intention. The mind that is trained to focus does not waver in the face of chaos. It does not bend under pressure. Focus allows you to see the path clearly, even when obstacles obscure the way, and to move forward with unwavering purpose. Every act of concentration strengthens the mental muscles necessary to overcome complexity, to navigate uncertainty, and to maintain progress when life becomes overwhelming. Consistency is the bridge between ambition and achievement. Strength is not built in a single day, nor does it arrive suddenly through bursts of effort or fleeting motivation. It grows steadily, quietly, through repeated actions taken over time, through the unrelenting commitment to do what must be done even when it feels pointless, inconvenient, or exhausting. It is consistency that transforms potential into mastery, ideas into results, dreams into reality. Each day that you rise and show up for yourself, each day that you honor your commitments, each day that you take one more step despite doubt or fear, you are weaving a fabric of resilience so strong that no external force can tear it apart. Consistency does not require grand gestures. It demands only persistence, patience, and a refusal to surrender to the comfort of mediocrity. The combination of discipline, focus, and consistency creates an unstoppable force within you. Discipline channels your energy, focus directs it, and consistency ensures it multiplies over time. Together, they cultivate a state of mind capable of enduring adversity, overcoming setbacks, and achieving what others deem impossible. Without these principles, talent, ambition, and even courage can falter with them. Even the most daunting challenges can be met and conquered. Those who understand the power of disciplined focus and consistent action discover that strength is not merely physical or emotional. It is a force of will, a mastery over oneself, a capacity to act with deliberate purpose regardless of circumstance. Each choice, each disciplined action, each moment of concentrated effort compounds, and the result is a resilience that is visible not only in accomplishment, but in the calm, unwavering presence of someone who has learned to master themselves in a world that constantly seeks to pull them off course. Calmness is the ultimate expression of inner strength. It is the quiet center that remains unmoved when the world around you trembles, the stillness that allows clarity to rise when chaos tries to consume you. When you learn to master calmness, you no longer react to life, you respond with precision, with intention, with awareness. The strong do not panic in the face of uncertainty. They slow down, breathe, and see what others cannot. The ability to remain calm under pressure is not a gift, it is a skill, one that is developed through patience, discipline, and repeated exposure to moments that test your composure. Each time you are faced with anger, fear, or stress, you are given an opportunity to practice control. When you choose to remain centered instead of reacting impulsively, you strengthen the muscles of emotional mastery. Calmness does not mean weakness or passivity. It is the deep understanding that emotion can be felt without being followed, that thoughts can arise without commanding action. The one who is calm sees things as they are, not as their fear or frustration paints them to be. In this state, you gain power over yourself and over the situation before you. When the mind is quiet, solutions appear where confusion once reigned. When the heart is steady, courage flows naturally. The storm outside no longer dictates the weather within. In every challenge, calmness becomes your greatest weapon, allowing you to move with balance and precision while others are blinded by panic. Maintaining calmness is not easy. It requires relentless awareness of your own thoughts and emotions. The mind will attempt to pull you into its noise. It will remind you of your failures, your doubts, your insecurities. It will push you toward reaction. But through consistent practice, you learn to observe without attachment, to feel the rising emotion and let it pass like waves returning to the sea. Each time you resist the urge to be consumed by your emotions, your control deepens. It is not about suppressing what you feel. It is about understanding it, naming it, and choosing how to act despite it. Over time, you begin to trust yourself more fully because you no longer fear your own emotional storms. You become unshakable, not because the world has grown easier, but because you have grown steadier. Calmness sharpens your perception. When others are blinded by anger or frustration, you see patterns, opportunities, and paths that would otherwise remain hidden. A calm mind makes decisions from wisdom, not impulse. It listens more than it speaks, observes more than it reacts. It holds power not in aggression, but in control. The strongest warrior is not the one who strikes first, but the one who waits, watches, and chooses the perfect moment to act. In the same way, the person who cultivates calmness can move through the storms of life with grace, conserving energy while others exhaust themselves in emotional chaos. Calmness is also the foundation of endurance. When your mind is calm, you can persevere through longer periods of struggle without losing focus. You are no longer drained by worry or consumed by frustration. Every obstacle becomes something to be studied, not feared. You start to see that peace is not the absence of challenges but the mastery of self within them. The calm mind is disciplined, not distracted by temporary pain or fleeting emotion. It allows you to maintain consistency, to act with purpose, and to carry on with confidence even when results are distant. This is how calmness transforms into inner strength. It becomes an unshakable base upon which all other virtues rest. True calmness radiates. It influences those around you. When pics and kamatse, not feared, you start to see that peace is not the absence of challenges but the mastery of self within them. The calm mind is disciplined, not distracted by temporary pain or fleeting emotion. It allows you to maintain consistency, to act with purpose, and to carry on with confidence even when results are distant. This is how calmness transforms into inner strength. It becomes an unshakable base upon which all other virtues rest. True calmness radiates. It influences those around you. When pics and kamatse, you become a mirror of composure in a world addicted to noise and reaction. This calm power, cultivated through patience and awareness, becomes your armor and your compass. It shields you from chaos, it guides you through difficulty, and it sustains you when everything else falls apart. True strength is not only about endurance or calmness, it is about mastery over the mind. The mind is both the creator and destroyer of all that you experience. It can be your greatest ally or your most relentless enemy. To build immense inner strength, you must first learn to rule your own mind. The undisciplined mind is like a wild animal. It reacts to every sound, every shadow, every fleeting emotion. It chases comfort, avoids struggle, and clings to whatever feels safe. But the trained mind is different. It is sharp, deliberate, and unwavering. It does not bend under emotion or crumble under pressure. When you learn to control your mind, you gain control over your life because every decision, every habit, every response begins first as a thought. The one who commands the mind commands their destiny. Mastering the mind begins with awareness. You must become the silent observer of your own thoughts. Watch how easily the mind wanders into fear, how quickly it attaches to doubt, how readily it seeks distraction. Most people live as prisoners of their own thinking, reacting to every emotion that arises without ever questioning where it came from or why it holds power. Strength comes when you step back from this chaos and see your mind for what it is, a tool, not a master. The more you watch it, the more you realize that you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness behind them. With that realization comes freedom. The noise loses its grip. You begin to respond, not react. You begin to think intentionally, not habitually. Training the mind requires discipline as much as physical strength does. Just as a muscle grows through resistance, the mind grows through restraint. Discipline as much as physical strength does. Just as a muscle grows through resistance, the mind grows through restraint. Each time you resist the impulse to complain, to procrastinate, to give in to fear, you strengthen your inner command. It is a slow process, but every act of mental control compounds. Over time, you become less influenced by external forces. The opinions of others no longer shake you. Failure no longer defines you. Success no longer blinds you. You begin to live from within, rather than from the world around you. This internal steadiness is what separates the strong from the restless. The strong do not allow emotions or circumstances to dictate their behavior. They move with intention, guided by clarity and purpose. To control the mind is also to control energy. The mind consumes energy in every direction: worry, regret, comparison, fear. When you master your focus, you reclaim that energy and direct it toward progress. The scattered mind tires easily, but the focused mind endures. This focus allows you to channel your power into the things that matter, to create, to learn, to grow. It is this mastery that turns chaos into order, confusion into understanding, struggle into strategy. The stronger your mental control, the more effective every action becomes. Strength is no longer a reaction to pain, but a deliberate expression of will. The mind, once mastered, becomes a source of infinite stability and quiet power. It becomes the ground upon which all inner strength is built, steady and immovable, no matter how loud the world becomes. Growth begins the moment you stop running from yourself. Every person carries within them both light and shadow, strength and weakness, courage and fear. To build immense inner strength, you must face the parts of yourself that you often hide from the world, the insecurities, the doubts, the memories that make you uncomfortable. Most people spend their lives avoiding their own reflection, distracting themselves from the truth that growth requires confrontation. You cannot transform what you refuse to see. The process of self-awareness is not easy. It is raw, demanding, and often painful. But it is in that pain that understanding is born. When you can look at yourself honestly without denial or judgment, you gain the power to change. Awareness becomes the first step toward transformation, and transformation becomes the pathway to unshakable strength. Every challenge you face in life is a mirror, reflecting something within you that is waiting to be understood. The anger that rises in conflict, the fear that paralyzes you, the jealousy that lingers, all of these emotions point toward deeper truths. Instead of resisting them, you must learn to study them. Ask yourself why they exist, what they are trying to teach you, and how they can be used as fuel for growth. Growth is not about becoming someone else. It is about shedding everything that prevents you from being your true self. Every struggle is an opportunity to peel away layers of illusion until you stand face to face with who you truly are, unfiltered, authentic, and aware. When you reach this state of honesty, you begin to act with intention rather than reaction, and that is where true power begins. Self-growth also demands responsibility. You must stop blaming others, stop waiting for the world to change, and start owning every decision, every mistake, and every outcome of your life. The person who takes full responsibility becomes unbreakable, because they no longer depend on external circumstances to determine their direction. They become their own foundation. This shift in mindset transforms weakness into wisdom, regret into learning, and pain into strength. The process is uncomfortable, but it is through discomfort that resilience is born. The one who embraces responsibility steps into control, and with control comes freedom, the freedom to design your life, to rise after failure, and to keep growing regardless of what happens outside of you. Growth also requires patience. Nothing meaningful is built overnight. You cannot rush inner transformation any more than you can rush the seasons. Just as nature takes time to evolve, you must allow yourself to grow at your own pace. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, times when progress feels invisible. Yet even in those moments, growth is happening silently beneath the surface. Every small effort compounds, every conscious decision to be better than at yesterday creates momentum. The key is to keep going, to trust the process even when results are not visible. Over time, your thoughts will sharpen, your emotions will stabilize, and your character will harden into strength that cannot be shaken. Growth is not a destination, it is a continuous evolution of who you are becoming, with each choice, each challenge, and each moment of awareness. Courage is the bridge between intention and action. It is what transforms thought into movement, what pushes. Failure also cultivates adaptability and creativity. When a plan fails, when an approach falls short, the mind is forced to search for alternatives, to think beyond familiar patterns, and to innovate. It encourages experimentation, risk-taking, and boldness, because those who fear failure are often paralyzed into inaction. To embrace failure is to cultivate courage, the courage to attempt, to risk, and to persist, even in the face of repeated disappointment. It is the understanding that each failure is not a permanent mark but a temporary condition, a stepping stone on the way to a more informed, refined, and effective approach. Moreover, failure teaches patience and endurance, for results are rarely immediate. It reinforces the value of consistency and long-term effort, reminding us that mastery, success, and personal transformation are the products of time, learning, and repeated engagement with challenge. Those who shy away from failure deny themselves the depth of experience necessary for meaningful growth. In contrast, those who embrace it gain insight, perspective, and resilience that no success alone could provide, building an internal foundation of confidence and determination that becomes unshakable through repeated trials